if you want to stack the account like this, listen up. I'm going to be giving you guys my trade secrets of Limbus Company, the top tricks and tips on how you can siphon the most amount of resources into your account with the least amount of time as possible, as well as doing it as efficiently and lazily as possible. You guys can go hardcore and min-max, or you can be like me and keep it pretty chill. However, I will say there's going to be a lot of information, and also there's a lot of things that might change in the future, because there's a few bugs in the game that I think aren't intended, but they do make the game a lot easier. So I will say, disclaimer, those might get patched. But until then, listen up. So I have spent money on this game. I've bought a battle pass, I've bought a 10 pull, and I've bought the monthly lunacy pack, and that's it. I haven't bought anything else yet. So that's just to give you a reference of how much I spent on this game. I spent money on this game, but I haven't spent hundreds of dollars. I am under 50 bucks right now, Canadian currency that I use. So how do I get this account as stacked as possible? Well, let's start with my daily routine. My daily routine is I hop into this game, and then I do 1 EXP dungeon, 1 Mirror dungeon, and 3 Luxavations here. Because, number 1, I want to get the most amount of threads as possible on my account, and 2, doing that will help me progress my battle pass daily rewards here. Now, how do you make your account stronger? Obviously, the way to make your account stronger is A, farm threads, and B, farm shards. Now, farming shards, pretty self-explanatory. There's 2 ways to get shards currently in the game. You can either get it via the Mirror dungeon, and you can get a grand total of either 15 nominable crates a week or 24 random shard crates. I will say, if you want to min-max, go with the random shard crates, because you get the most amount of ego shards possible. And if you want to get nominable crates, you can farm it via your battle pass. By doing your battle pass to level 60, after you get to level 60, every level after that will reward you with 3 nominal crates. That means in 10 Mirror dungeon, you will get 7 full levels. 7 full levels equals 21 nominal crates, so you can get anywhere from 21 to 63 shards of your choosing of a specific character. However, it will take you 5 hours on average to complete 10 Mirror dungeons, so take that with a grain of salt, and that's why probably people are macroing the game. So yeah, I can see why people want to macro the game to min-max, but don't do that. You're gonna get banned in the future, so yeah, be careful. Now, moving along, that's how you can gain ego shards and threads. And with threads, each week you can get about 100 threads if you're not doing more dungeons every day. I only do 3 dungeons every day, and that will get me 18 threads. So in a week I get about 100. So if you're doing things slow like me, you'll get about 100 in a week, which equates to either 2 fully tiered up 2-star characters or 1 fully tiered up 3-star character. That being said, ego shards. Should you be using your ego shards and turning them into threads? I personally think it's actually not a bad idea to turn your ego shards into threads, because 2 reasons. 1, half of these are going to be converted to threads regardless at the end of the season. And the best way, by far, and the fastest way to make your team stronger is by up-tying your characters. That is going to make your characters so much stronger. And the reason is, Railway Extraction, which is our endgame content, is popping up next month. That means ideally you want to have your characters as built up as possible. It's going to suck if you realize that you don't have enough threads and that you're missing a character or some ego that is going to, make your content progression faster. But with that being said, maybe Railway Extraction will be easy and you don't need to have all your characters maxed out. Maybe you just need a few characters maxed out and you can just clear the content. Maybe it'll be easy, or maybe it'll be hard. Who knows? But if you are thinking of turning your ego shards into threads, do it like this. Look at the banner that have come out. Any brand new banners, and by new banners, I mean new units that come out. For example, Mersault and Faust just recently had brand new 3-star characters that came out. So that means most likely Mersault and Faust are going to have new characters coming out. So it's safe to say that you can use these and turn them all into threads. But the caveat is, pay attention. There might be new egos that come out. If you, for example, want to hoard your threads in case there's going to be an ego that comes out or an identity that comes out, then yeah, hoard it. But if not, spend away. I'm spending it right now. But if you want to be smart, I'll give you an example. Otis hasn't had a 3-star character come out, and Project Moon did tease recently that Otis is going to have a 3-star unit, a new 3-star unit coming out. So that means save up your Otis shards, don't spend those. But if you have a ton of shards, say like this, Heathcliff and Rodion, use those a little bit and turn those into threads. I probably will start converting these into threads, but we'll see. The next tip that I want to give you guys is obviously you can use your friends' accounts. So hop in, go in here, do your dungeon, and if you want, use your friend unit. If you don't have the strongest busted units, just go into your friend's unit and just pick them, alright? Use these guys, they can be helpful. If you don't have a 3-star unit, just hop in here and use someone else's unit. Very easy, saves you the resources of having to get something. But one big tip that has made my gameplay a lot easier is when it comes to fighting. Let me explain. So this is the bug / feature that I want to go into. Project Moon said they were going to patch this, but it hasn't been patched yet, and it's called, I call it discarding mechanic, but in reality it's just using 2 skills in 1 turn. What happens is if you use your defense skill and use your top skill, what will happen is if there's a skill you don't want to use, it will get rid of that terrible skill. Gawking Nail, or Cackle, not Gawking Nail, Cackle is Faust's first skill. I don't want to use that skill because it's not that strong. So what you can do is if you put your guard skill over that skill, and if you use the second skill, you use your second skill, but the guard actually takes up that skill slot and uses it away. So you're cycling through 2 skills instead of 1 every turn. That being said though, you can only cycle the first row of skills. So if I take a look here, I could get rid of this Gawky Nail, and we have Honglu's first skill all in their first slots. I'm going to get rid of that. I don't want to use Heathcliff's first skill, get rid of that. Don't want to use that skill, get rid of that. And you'll see I'll be able to cycle through it. So most likely what will happen is you'll see that Faust and Honglu potentially has the chance to get his their second skill and their third skill. What should happen is potentially there's a chance that there isn't going to be a first skill in Honglu and also Faust's kit. So as you can see here, Faust doesn't have any first skill. If you did not have the defend option over, you would not be able to cycle their skills faster. This is something that's going to be patched in the future, so unfortunately, you know, it will be fixed, but right now it's really useful because what that allows you to do is it allows you to cycle away the skills that suck, which is usually your first skill, and get to your second and third skill much faster. I kind of hope and kind of wish Project Moon will keep that in the game since it offers a level of control to me. But yeah, bug in the game, technically a feature, but they say they're going to be getting rid of it, so use that as you will, since I don't think it's going to stay for long. My last few tips and tricks are this. If you pop over down to your manager card, you can make it so that you can have characters here to be able to change it so that other characters can be used. That just means if you have these characters, you can set it so that you'll have some decent characters for other people to use. It's not bad, it's fun. You should definitely put your characters here so that way people can add you as friends, and ideally just put the most awesome ego you have so that way people will be like, oh, you have this, you'll get a friend request a lot. The next thing that's really quick is also extractions. If you do spend money in this game, you can get yourself a really cheap discounted pull. This only uses paid lunacy, so you actually have to spend money in this game if you want to get access to these budgeted or discounted 10 pulls, or not 10 pulls, single pulls. However, the singles pulls work the same as pity in the sense that if you pull almost 10 or up to 10 single pulls, you will eventually hit pity and get yourself a guaranteed 2-star unit. It doesn't mean you're always going to get a good unit, but I can tell you how I got my Faust was via a single paid pull, albeit that was after spending 20 1,000 lunacy, so there is a caveat to that. But there is the paid lunacy at a 90% discount, very useful if you are spending money in this game. With that being said though, those are my main tips and tricks right now in Limbus Company. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know down in the comments section down below. If there's anything I didn't cover, if there are any tips and tricks that you guys have, let me know as well. I stream Monday to Friday on Twitch, and I also have a booming Discord community where we talk about all things Limbus as well as other gacha games. I am really loving the game right now, really looking forward to the Railway Extraction endgame content that's coming out next month. And yeah, that's about all I have for you guys today. I'll see you guys later. John Panio signing out. Bye for now.